This week, the Argos pick up win number 1 in Ottawa. They head out west to a Prairie Blizzard for a home game in Regina. And what the heck does Dinwiddie got planned in the nation's capital? Crack those cold ones. It's the Argos Fancast. You can find us at Argos Fancast or anywhere you find your friendly neighborhood podcast. Just search Argos Fancast or go directly to our YouTube page. We're a playlist on the Shotgun Sports Network. Look for the Argos Fancast, like, subscribe, do all those things. Or you can go directly to Spotify and search Argos Fancast. Pretty much anywhere you can get a podcast or watch podcast, search Argos Fancast. You'll find us there. I am Clay Chisholm. You can find me at All Kinds of Clay. And from the Double Blue Order, Sir Douglas of House Ballinger, second of his name, Lord of Section 116, Warden of the South Side, and Protector of the Realm.
How's it going, everyone? You can find me exclusively on Blue Sky at DougB519. I also have a YouTube channel. It's at Sir Douglas 1873. You can find the Double Blue Order right now in a van on the side of the Don River because we can't get to BMO Field for the next month and a bit. But you can also find us on Facebook, Excrement, Instagram. We also have a merch store. That's at doubleblueorder.ca. Okay, that was very weird because I'm not used to getting second billing.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that. Will let us know this week that he just wasn't as into it, and for his sake and our sake, he's decided to take a hiatus from the Argos Fancast. So going forward, you'll be seeing myself, you'll be seeing Doug over here, and who knows, maybe we'll add a third voice at some point. Talked about trying some people out. Hey, same way you showed up here.
Yeah, almost what? 10 almost 10 years ago?
It was about 9.5 years ago, because you joined about midway through the first season when if anybody ever remembers back the first season, we had Anthony. He also left to because he had things that were conflicting. And then we just brought on co-hosts until we found one that fit. So
yeah, if you want to come on and join us on the program, then by all means, like, just get in touch with either Clay or myself, and we'll pencil you in.
Yeah, see if you work and see if you fit, and the right person may be the third image that you see on your screen. Mm-hmm. But that being said, we wish Will all the best, and who knows, he may return at some point when he's more himself, because we kind of both understood this was coming, and maybe some time away would do him some good. But if that doesn't happen, great. We had Will for almost a full 10 years and brought us all kinds of stuff. Maybe he'll come back as a guest spot at some point, because there ain't nobody who knows the history of this team in this league like Will does, and nobody that can rattle off things off the top of their head about anything that's happened in the past, CFL and specifically Argos wise, and a whole host of other things that he can rattle off the top of his head. But yeah, so we'll see what happens down the road. But for the time being,
and for the record, especially with some of the news this week, we really could have used him. Just gonna say,
yeah,
but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. So let's go to the game that we had. It was when you look at the score, it doesn't look like we should have ever been worried about what was going on, but the stats say a slightly different story. So let's look here, zoom in a little bit here. So we went into Ottawa, played the Red Blacks, and won 44-24. Now, where were we worried? I don't. First quarter, no. Second quarter, Third quarter, not really. Fourth quarter, based on the score, we shouldn't have been, but
maybe a little bit.
This next stat will show you. Chad Kelly, 25 of 32, 424 yards, second 400-yard game in a row. 4 TDs. Love that, to 4 different receivers. But 4 INTs.
To 3 different defenders.
Yeah. So technically speaking, Chad Kelly was 29 of 32. He only had 3 incompletions. Technically.
Yeah. If you counted those interceptions as completions, then yeah. And I mean,
they were complete to somebody.
They were completed to somebody. It just wasn't the right color jersey.
No.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. And then running the ball, Sam Hicks looked pretty good. 16 carries, 79 yards, had a couple bursts, had a nice 24-yard end around run. Isaiah Smith showed he's got what it takes, 6 carries, 21 yards with a 9-yard run.
What I saw out of him. I loved what I saw out of him.
Oh,
especially that one play that he ended up what was it, 3 or 4? He dodged 3-4 guys and was able to get a first down.
And the fact that he can run you over too.
Yeah.
That's
the truck factor. The truck factor.
Receiving wise, Kevin Mattel earning his extension already. 8 catches, 178 yards. The only thing that would have made that better would have been a touchdown.
One touchdown is all he needed.
And they tried just a calf cramp stop that.
And ended his game early. But
yeah.
But I mean, from what I understand, it was pretty warm out on the field there in the TV place. So that's understandable.
David Ungerer, the third, 3 catches, 82 yards and a touchdown. Demonte Coxey, 3 catches, 57 yards and a touchdown.
Much better out of him.
Tyler Common, come on! 4 catches, 42 yards and a touchdown. And Makai Polk, 3 catches, 35 yards and a touchdown.
Also better out of him, too.
Isaiah Smith added a 20-yard catch, and Sam Hicks added 3 catches for 10 yards on there as well. And then flipping over to the defense, this is exactly what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Your 2 of your top linebackers leading in tackling. We had James Caesar had a pick on the opening drive. Benji Franklin had a great pick in there. Who else we got? We got a couple sacks from Jeremiah Ojo with his first, and Jonathan Kongbo with his first as an Argo as well. So, stats-wise, look good for the Argos, except for that one stat line.
Mm-hmm.
Score-wise, I don't understand why we were worried in the fourth quarter.
I'm just gonna say this, okay? Ottawa fans, don't get upset, but this is the truth here. What we did was a seal clubbing.
Yep.
Straight up, it was a seal clubbing. I mean, the only thing that made the 4 INTs made me worried, because if we did that against any of the other 7 teams in this league, that scoreline would be a lot narrower because those teams would be able to capitalize on the mistakes.
Yep.
Like if we were to play, I mean, if we were playing Edmonton, Rankin would have ran it down our throat. Even though I think Isaac Darkangelo, I think would have done a great job in trying to stop him. If we were playing him against Montreal, we know Davis Alexander would find Tyson Philpott in the end zone for touchdowns for days with that. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started about the Orcs down the QEW in Mordor.
Yep.
So, like I said, it was a steel clubbing, but and quite frankly, like I said, if it was any other team in the league, it would have been that score line would have been a lot narrower than 20 points.
Yep. So we're lucky that way. Yeah, and the interceptions, like they looked. From what I heard from everybody there, they looked one way. When I initially watched them, they looked one way, a different way than what they saw them. Some other people saw something that may explain them, and then I watched them back, and I have yet another opinion on what I saw. So like initially, I was looking at them like he looked like he was trying to fit these balls into places that I would chalk it up to overconfidence, and not a bad thing. That's a really easy thing to fix. And he's a gunslinger. I'm not, he's gonna throw interceptions. You just don't want him to throw that many in a game, and on 3 on successive drives is another issue. Then there was the one thing that got brought up online, and a couple other people mentioning you yourself, Doug. You mentioned to me,
which is what I thought it was. But continue, Clay.
Yeah, and Kelly does have a history of concussions, and there were some people that looked at that and okay, well, maybe he got concussed and nobody caught it, which is why some of those plays he was throwing those interceptions. I thought that once I saw that, okay, maybe that makes sense. So I went back to watch the game, and I was watching for something specific. And there's a head shake that anybody who's had a concussion will do, especially when they get hit, or if they feel like their brain is going to jar, and it's usually like that, that comical thing, but that does kind of, when your head's ringing like that, it does kind of center you a little bit. And if you follow Chris Nowitzki, Dr. Chris Nowitzki, leads one of the best guys for concussion prevention and studies them and all. He mentions that a couple times in his posts about that head shake. Now, Chad Kelly did a head shake, but it was a very slow, quick. It was very slow. It was only back and forth. It wasn't the same head shake that I expected to see. So that's why I don't think he was concussed. And I know, people are going to say, well, this is, that's all circumstantial, right? But it is something that you'll see with people who've had concussions, myself included. There is that head shake that people do. And even on things where you don't think is a hit that's going to cause a concussion, or a blow that's going to cause a concussion, you'll see that head shake, and something. It may not be a full concussion, but it was something, right? I didn't see that. I saw just a quick, side to side once. You didn't see that quick side to side. It was a very slow side to side. Like it was just like, like what did I just do? And so then I'm okay. Well, let's go watch these back again. And I looked at, there was 2 that he got hit on the play. and wasn't able to follow through. And those were very simply underthrown and intercepted. There was one that it was just a stupid. It was all on him. It He didn't see things properly, threw it in the wrong spot. All right, chalk that up. It's going to happen. And then there was one that an Ottawa defender made a great play. So I'm not the whole thing of concussions. I'm not that bullish on there, and I think this is just a bad string of luck as far as when these were going to happen. Could they have been prevented? Oh, 100%. But he's a gunslinger. It's going to happen. So that's my take on all that.
Just completely shot my theory up. That's okay. That's all good.
Like I said,
out of the two of us, you're the expert on this. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to defer to you on this one.
Yeah.
So if you say that didn't happen, then you know what, I can agree with you on that.
And that's what I went in rewatching the game, because I always try to do that. That was the theory that I was going in there with, that he was likely concussed, because he did get there were definitely some liberties taken with Chad Kelly.
Considering he had his helmet ripped off twice.
Yep.
And nothing.
And one of those, Andre Proulx did pick up the flag. So that's a thing.
Which is a little sketchy, if you ask me.
Yeah. Didn't hear what any of the explanation was for that. So, but all in all, we won. We won by 20 points. We did lose a couple people.
One of them is just very unfortunate. Robert Priester, it was totally a non-contact injury, but torn Achilles. Sadly, he's done for the season.
Yep. And then his backup, Ethan John,
he got banged up too.
Yeah, he did something to his ankle, sprained his ankle. Not sure exactly what it was. Did something not good to his ankle. He went out, didn't return. So we're not sure who they're starting at safety, but we both know they have a player that has some experience starting at safety and did pretty well there. So, whether or not they decide to go that route or still keep to the Sluka's going to be an outside linebacker backing up Darius Pickett and put somebody else up there.
Tomorrow is going to be very interesting. We're recording this on a Wednesday night. Tomorrow, the depth charts come out, so it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Miller and the staff come up with on this.
Yeah. Yeah,
because there's a whole host of possibilities. Like you said, you could put Sluka in the safety spot. I heard that I was listening to X's and Argos earlier today, and I heard that you could move McFadden up there and put
Coach there, and that would be something that you would probably do if you're worried about the ratio.
Yeah,
which at the time they recorded, it wasn't sure how hurt Kevin Mattel actually was.
Yeah,
he said it was just a cramp after the game. But when he was limited in his first day of practice on Tuesday, you kind of wondered. But he's was full today, and he's available on Friday. So thank God for that one. But yeah, that was a scary one too. But
Yeah, because it looked scary, but it's like we're like, oh no, he's been our best player today. He's been our best player over the last 2 games. That don't tell us we lose him this early, and thankfully
yeah,
that
and
isn't the case.
yep, and he just signed a nice extension too.
Mm.
Um, he's so he was reportedly slated to make 92,000 this year, plus there was up to 35,000 in bonus, 30 something thousand in bonuses. Was signing this new contract, got himself a nice $25,000 signing bonus. So with the incentives from what Three Down is looking at, it looks like he could be up to 156,000 this year, and then he signed through next year at 201,000. He's going to be the 9th highest paid receiver in the league as it stands right now.
And like some of the people that are in that company is like Kenny Lawler, Geno Lewis, Sam Emilus. Like you're talking like he's getting paid elite money, and
Yeah. I think he deserves it.
he absolutely deserves it.
Like
he absolutely does.
I mean, honestly, if I could, I would be signing him to a 4 or 5 year deal.
At least
If something like that was one of those things that were possible in this league, because it just doesn't seem to be that way.
Yeah.
But I would be signing this guy long term because, like, barring somebody literally running him over in a truck, he's going to be one of the best players in this league for a decade, at least.
Well, definitely like one of. I would dare say something like most definitely most dominant Canadian receiver of the decade.
Yeah,
I would dare say that.
And especially if you got guys like Chad Kelly throwing you the ball, where last year you saw a lot of the underneath stuff to him. And he just piled up catches, but he didn't crack 1,000 yards. This year you're seeing him like down the seam, like 50-yard touch, like 50-yard catches here and there. That's insane. If this guy can be both your possession receiver and a deep threat, dude,
absolute keeper.
Like, you pencil him in as an all-time Argo at that point. And pinball, figure out some kind of evolving contract for this guy. Because one of the reasons why they're not signing very long-term contracts is because this league is the salary cap is constantly evolving, and there's not like you can say right now the consistency where this league is going to be in 5 years, as far as contracts wise, because last year I had no thought that you'd see a receiver signing $1 million contract. That Kenny Lawler did. Right? And I didn't think the salary cap was going to go up by a couple million. But hey, I didn't also see a $500 million TV deal.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't see a $500 million TV deal coming. You didn't see potentially a 10th team probably within the next 2 to 3 years, possibly.
Yeah. So, I can understand why these guys don't want to do that. They want to, maximize their earning potential. But if you could figure out some kind of state-of-the-art, like, contract that's never been seen before that allows them to get incremental raises in hard money. Right? based on salary cap and production. Like,
There's
pinball.
there's got to be like the people that are way above our pay grade can
Yeah,
figure that shit out. So
yeah,
figure it out, guys. We want to keep this
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Um, the other thing I wanted to mention about that game is like, okay, so we came in and think, okay, you got Mackay Polk who can, run like the wind. You got DeMonte Coxey who can, you know, catch things deep. You got David Unger who all of a sudden is flying down the field. Mattel,
He's starting to come into his own now too.
literally any member of our receiving core can be considered a legitimate deep threat and a legitimate possession receiver.
Mm. And we haven't seen Jake Herslow yet.
No. and Mackay Polk is just finding himself under Chad Kelly now. So, like, if these guys can get their shit going, this is gonna be
it's one of those receiving cores where it's like you can't really double team anybody because he's just going to find somebody else.
And it's one of those receiving cores where you wish they could throw 3 balls because, 3 of those guys could probably catch make a decent catch and run on any given play.
Why do I want to now see a multi-ball rule in the CFL? Like he just steps on a plate or something. You just see on the jumbotron multi-ball, and then 2 more footballs fly up, and he starts chucking them out there.
If we were a video game, you've unlocked multi-ball.
It's like people in the scene would be like, "What the fuck is happening?" All of a sudden, especially if it's against Ottawa, I hate to say it, 3 touchdowns and it's you get 18 points off the multi-ball. You're like, what?
Yeah, and we do have one play-by-play commentator who would probably have an aneurysm.
Alive on the air.
Justin Nielsen, if that were to happen,
boy, that man would have a stroke. A stroke. It would be. I mean, it wouldn't be funny at the. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be. It would be funny, but it would not be funny if that actually happened. But I mean, if he didn't have the stroke, it would be like. Exactly. Like you don't know what direction. Like he'd go wall-eyed. You wouldn't know what to do. Like,
yeah.
What is going on here?
And then you'd have Marshall Ferguson, who would all of a sudden his play calling would speed up. He would be calling both at the same time.
He'd be trying to dodge raindrops.
That too. He did get another
Mark,
rain.
Love you, buddy.
He did get another rain game on. He hasn't called a game this year that hasn't rained.
Yeah, because he was doing color for the Edmonton game, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it rained.
It was pissing down in Edmonton. It's been pissing down there for like a week. Yeah. Poor guy. It's like, dude, keep Marsh away from BMO Field so we have our handful of great weather games this year. Keep him away from BMO, please.
Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, unless you got something else in the game, we can move on to a new segment.
Yeah, let's move on. I mean, I pretty much said what I had to say. It's like it's a seal clubbing, but I mean, it's a seal clubbing that could have gone a lot worse if we were playing like an actually good team.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
So something that came out of the CFL Fans Fight Cancer bowling event.
Or somebody else's?
Ours.
Oh, okay.
The CFL Stats Geek Stat of the Week. So this week we're going to look at the attendance figures. And
don't bother looking at the bottom two because there's nothing there.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we're not allowed to play at home until until the soccer's over.
Yeah, until like first week
Until
of
the other
August.
football's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ottawa. Okay, no, we won't start there. Okay.
Yeah.
Winnipeg. They've sold out their games, so
Whatever the hell they're doing, export it to the rest of the league, guys. Like, come on.
it was honestly the winning.
Well, okay, you can't really export that, can you?
No. Saskatchewan is up, which
significant amount too.
Yeah, 16.2%, which is shocking because there were a lot of those fans saying that nobody was showing up to games anymore. We're going in there, and technically it's our home game.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah. Montreal's down slightly, so they're pretty much even. Calgary, Calgary's up. Hamilton is down.
That's a bit of a shock.
Yeah, but they did have that one ugly game, ugly weather game.
Okay.
So
I mean,
that's.
I mean, their home opener though, they only had like 18K at the home opener.
Yeah.
Which is weird for them.
Yeah.
Because like normally home opener, you're getting like 24, 25 into Hamilton Stadium there.
I think this is one of the few markets where you can kind of look at the socioeconomic factors in this. In a lot of industries that are in and around the Hamilton area are down. You got inflation, that like all the stuff that we don't ever want to talk about, that affects a lot of the Hamilton base because yes, they're living in Hamilton or surrounding area, but you also got to realize Hamilton's not financially the cheapest place out there.
No, not anymore.
They cheapen another way,
and that's because of all the Torontonians that moved that are moving away and moving down there.
So you got there's a lot of people that are all of a sudden do not have their income doesn't stretch the same way. So I think that's probably one of the few places that's going to play. And then we get down to Edmonton is up slightly, more or less flat.
They're still rather flat, yeah. But I mean, like they had that one. They had the last week was a bad weather game, so
yeah,
you can discount that.
Yeah, and then Ottawa.
Yeah, bringing up the rear in the standings, both in game and this. That's yikes.
Yeah,
I mean,
down 26%.
Oof,
that hurts.
That is like yikes.
So on average, we're down 12% across the league, thanks to the big drops in Hamilton and Ottawa. And the league is averaging 18,659.
But we kind of sort of knew that this was going to be kind of probably a bit of a low ball year, thanks to the bigger event that's taken place.
Yeah, because that is not cheap by any stretch. I mean, unless you got you hit the lottery in there, and we're one of the few people that were able to get the $88 tickets, or $60 tickets that apparently made out to be a good majority of it, but were actually a very, very small piece.
Yeah, like
These, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap at all. I
no.
mean, you want to go see a game at BMO Field? Um, was looking earlier. You're looking at minimum $900.
And
And if you
for a
catch
lot
that,
of people, that's like the majority of a rent payment or majority of a mortgage payment. Like you cannot, you like honestly, you can't go to a game that costs that much. Doesn't matter what it is.
no. And then and like I don't know how, I don't understand how some of these people are able to afford to come over here from halfway across the world and go to so many games. My guess is a lot of them have their home supporters group that was able to get ticket deals for them.
That's exactly what it is. That is
Um,
exactly because I mean, because I'm pretty sure, I know, the Voyageurs, the Canadian group, they were the ones that had the 88 that had like the 88 and the 60
yep,
at the lower sale tickets. So I'm pretty sure that all the different supporters groups from from all the different countries were able to get much cheaper much cheaper tickets.
yeah, and I think people like the Tartan Army and the people from Norway and the Orange Mass from Belgium,
You mean the Netherlands?
Netherlands. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I always get that confused.
Well, okay. I mean, it is. I mean, okay. To be fair, there is one point where the borders of the two countries are just one big jumbled mess. There is one area that is like that.
Belgium is the merging of Germany and the Netherlands together, and I keep forgetting that it's separate countries.
Yeah.
But you see those guys, and you see the guys from Norway, and then you see all these fan marches. They got lots of people, traveling for this, and I mean, we know people that travel for these games too. But one of our friends, Finn, went out to Qatar. The last
Yeah, he
World
went
Cup.
out there 4 years ago. Yeah.
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 So, it is not cheap. And honestly,
And
getting around three countries in a massive continent basically is insane.
and I mean, and let's not include the fact that some of these places especially where the Tartan Army are getting the beer drank completely dry. Like they literally drank Boston dry.
I think it was they were like 17 bars got drank dry.
I heard it was like the majority of the city.
Well,
I heard. I mean, it is absolutely legendary that they're doing it. And we're talking like Andre the Giant levels of drinking out of these guys. It's like what the hell? I mean, seeing those stories, I'm reading myself like, well, fuck me, I feel just so inadequate.
Yeah. Pretty well at that point. I'm watching.
I mean, I'm not much of a drinker myself, but I look at that and I'm like, God damn.
It's past the absurdity for me and gone into, okay, I kind of respect.
Yeah, exactly. It's a begrudging. It's for same thing with me. It's more of a begrudging respect. It's like, I hate you, but that because I wish I could do that, but that's amazing.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Okay. Well,
speaking of Ottawa,
yeah.
Ryan Dinwiddie has lost his goddamn mind after 2 weeks.
Yeah, at least we think so. Traded Drew Brown to Winnipeg for a couple of picks. And
cut Max Duggan.
So they got one quarterback on the roster, and then they bring in an old favorite of this show, law firm McLeod Bethel Thompson.
See, before they brought McLeod in, I immediately thought, well, you can't have a quarterback in quarter controversy when you only have one quarterback, and I thought that was a 200 IQ move. But now they brought law firm in, and I'm like, okay, that is very telling to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much are going like completely pig-headed, saying Jake Mayer is the guy.
Yeah.
But now you brought law firm in, so I'm guessing next game Mayer is going to have a very, very, very short leash.
That possibly. I look at him bringing in law firm. McLeod was kind of like a mentor here to the guys before he moved on, and did the same thing in Montreal. Cody Fajardo, he was kind of an additional quarterback coach kind of thing, as well as a at the time capable backup. So maybe that's where Dinwiddie's thinking, but I've got a slightly different opinion.
Oh,
I think Dinwiddie is gearing up to be able to hedge his all in on Jake Mayer with a run at Nick Arbuckle should the Mayer experiment go up in flames.
The only way I would give them Arbuckle is if we get their first round draft picks for the next 2 years. Because this year we know they're getting the number one pick. The way they've played after the first 2 games, we know it.
If it goes up in flames a lot quicker than we think, and the McLeod option isn't there anymore, because the man's not a young player anymore. And the body starts to get pretty old as far as being a football player when you're in that upper 30s range. Unless you're Tom Brady or Zach Caleros.
Or Trevor Harris.
Or Trevor Harris.
Or Bo Levi Mitchell. Or any of the other elder statesmen of quarterbacks that we have right now in this league.
Yeah. But yeah, he's, if this goes up in flames, yeah, he'll probably, but otherwise I think he goes after him in the offseason. I don't think this is he's going to make a major move in season. So I don't think we have that option to fleece them for everything that they're worth.
I mean, he's already made so many moves already in like the first over the past 48 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, is he like, to me, this kind of reeks a little bit of desperation almost, where he kind of sees it, and it's like he doesn't want to get this any worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like, obviously this is his reputation that's going down the toilet right now. And I'll be honest, I think he's taken on way too much. Like, this is a guy who wanted Pinball's job. And I'm thinking to myself, looking back with Captain Hindsight and his 3 henchmen, woulda, coulda, and shoulda, like, I'm glad he's gone. Because if this is what was going to happen,
yeah, I wouldn't want this either.
No, not even remotely.
Yeah. So, what the hell is going on up in Ottawa? And I don't think these sudden changes help the that fan base at all.
No, if anything, a lot of them, like from what I've been reading, like they're all scratching their heads too. Like, what the hell are you What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of them are, and like a lot of them hate this idea of McLeod Bethel Thompson coming in. A lot of them fucking hate it, and I'm like,
well, the dude's 40.
Is he?
He's 39 or 40, something like that.
Oh, okay. So like so
I said, that's what I say. He's not a young guy.
No, he's the same age as Trevor. So we're looking at a guy who's as old as Trevor Harris is right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I think he is the last student of the great master Ricky Ray.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So
yeah. So who knows?
Maybe Ottawa, maybe we'll see how this all pans out in the future, but like
Ottawa fans, I feel for you.
I don't, but
hey, look, yeah, I feel for the fans.
Yeah.
But as far as the team goes, you made your bed. This is what you wanted.
Get it up, yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, we gotta start moving through this stuff pretty quickly. We've got a game coming up on Friday. We're heading into Regina.
Hold on, before we get onto the game preview, let's talk about two all new All-Time Argos.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Argos announced that they are inducting 2 people into the All-Time Argo category. Carl Brazley and Kevin Eiben, who
I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, both very deserving to be an All-Time Argo.
Absolutely. I mean, Brazley himself, okay, remember when I said right off the top of the show, this is the reason, this is like,
yeah,
we need Will today? Yeah, this is the day that we need him. Okay. But I mean, like, he's a 2-time Grey Cup champion. He ended our great drought in 83. He also won it in 91. 5-time CFL All-Star. And then you've got Kevin Eiben, who's bled double blue pretty much his entire bloody career.
Yeah, there were a couple years where he had brain damage. But then he came back.
He had the same affliction that afflicted Deshaun Amos. He got allergic to winning for a couple of seasons.
And Mike O'Shea. So, but yeah, 2 of the great guys. Kevin Eiben is a, multi Grey Cup champion as well. Fantastic Canadian middle linebacker. Great coach for a while too. So you can't
ask for anything more out of the guy. You really can't.
And I think he was just one of those guys that you thought that was going to be eventually on that list. Yeah, I'm just glad they did it sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
So, because congratulations to both Brazley and Eiben, and welcome to being an All-Time Argo. You get to show up and give out jerseys to the military when we play home games again,
or the season ticket holder of the game.
That too, yeah. Or probably a couple other things they'll find to do with them. So I could see I've been leading the cheer in the fourth quarter.
that would be interesting. Give Pottinger a break.
That
just saying.
Yeah.
That's what teammates are for, right?
Yeah.
They played the same position, didn't they not? Or they were linebackers. They were both linebackers. I don't know if they played exactly the same position, but they were both linebackers. So.
Yeah. So that'll be nice. It would have been nice to be able to have a, game leading up to be able to honor them, but them's the breaks with this whole schedule.
I think they're gonna. I think they might just tack everything all onto the home opener here at this point.
So we may have to start the gate or start the festivities like an hour and a half early. Um,
Well,
just to,
at least it's not like Penn Cahoon's retirement where we'd have to start it the week before.
yeah, yeah, and then
We
still
have to
start
actually
game
have
late.
we actually have to have tents in the stadium while it's still going on.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and then we're back on the road. We're going into Saskatchewan to play a home game, technically, but not a home game because you're in Saskatchewan. But they didn't include it. But they didn't include it in their season ticket package for the Rough Rider fans. So this game is not going to look good.
That's strange.
They're about from last I heard they were under 20,000 tickets sold for the game. So it is, or maybe they gave them an early out if they didn't want. And I don't even understand why. Whatever. I don't want to try and get into the business of why they're doing things.
Don't get me started on that. Yeah. Do not get me started on that. But
once again, we're playing a team that has decided to jump on the white jersey bandwagon.
Jeez, everyone sees our look and jumps on it. Trends. Yeah, that's us.
Except Saskatchewan, all they did was put white numbers on their away jersey.
It's funny. It's like oh, we call it the Prairie Blizzard. Lake effect snow squalls are worse, but
they could have done a lot better. They should have done a lot better.
They put a new hat on Malibu Stacy. That's what they just did.
Yeah.
And you'll still have Rider fans going, I want it.
Yeah. Well, they're not. They're only selling the a limited run of the jersey. I think 500 of the white jerseys are going to be sold.
Yeah, they'll sell
with a limited run. So you can, one of 500, and they're actually numbered. And you only get the number 13. And you only get the number 13 on there, and they all say Rider Nation on the back.
Okay.
So
I don't see a problem in that.
No, they'll sell them.
Totally.
They'll sell them real quick.
I mean, you got to wonder who's gonna get like certain magical numbers that we all know and love. Got to wonder who those lucky bastards are going to be that are going to get the number 69 and the number 420 and so on and so forth. The meme numbers.
Yep. But they're actually playing a football game that day too.
Yes, they are.
And I think these riders that are talked about as the best team in the league, I think they're right for the picking, especially by this Argos team.
I think this is going to be like the litmus test. This is going to be like a litmus test. But if you're the Argos and you want to put the league on notice, what better way to do it than to beat the defending Grey Cup champions in their backyard?
Yep. And
you are right. I mean, I was looking at the injury report, and I'm like, they are ripe for the picking.
Yeah,
it's a mirror of the Montreal game.
You've got your DBs, your halfbacks, both banged up, and you've got your starting running back who is doubtful for the game. So if you're the Argos, you just fucking send the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to hand it off? Are they going to get a couple runs here? Yeah, sure. We're fine. We can stop a second tier running back. We proved that in Ottawa where they had a little bit more focus on that. Our guys can do that. Get after the damn quarterback.
Cam Judge and Dark Angelo would eat him for lunch.
Yeah.
And have leftovers to share with the DBs.
Yep. And yeah.
And I mean, like I have a feeling this is gonna be a game where both teams are gonna have like the exact same game plan going against each other.
Yep.
And it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a wonderful game to watch. I will be live streaming on my YouTube channel, Sir Douglas 1873. Yep. Go check it out, and tune in. I'll be starting that probably around. Well, I was gonna say this for the 3-minute warning, but fuck it, might as well say it now. 8:50 p.m. I'm gonna start live streaming and be going through the whole game. But I mean, yeah, this is good. This is going to be a very entertaining Friday night football game to watch.
Yeah,
if you're a neutral, because I think you're going to see like both teams just being absolutely lights out offensively.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the Argos, I'm hoping the Argos put Sluka back there at safety. Because that will at least solidify that for this game. I don't think I know you want it to go another way, but if you've got to put an American back there, I think Sluka is the right guy to do it. Just as a stopgap at this point, right? It's going to be Ethan John's spot when he comes back. Because I think he was in relief of Priester. He was very admirable back there.
Oh yeah, I thought he did great. I thought he did great.
And I think he's ready a lot earlier, but I think Sluka's got to get back there first. And that will put our defense at a little bit more of an advantage, I think, because you got somebody in that middle who knows what he's doing and is not, being thrown into that spot. My opinion, anyway. And I think we're going to see an expanded running game from the Argos.
Oh yeah. I can see that. I can see them trying to run the ball down their throats. I can see that happening.
And then going back and forth between Hicks and Smith, thunder and lightning.
Power and glory.
Yep.
Axe and smash. Tito and Rick Martel.
Great tag teams.
Trying to think, is there any other Hawk and Animal? Can't forget them. Bubba Ray and Devon.
Yep.
Dax and Cash. As a more Cope and Cage is some more alma modern examples.
Yeah. I would say Matt and Jeff Hardy, but Matt Hardy does not hit hard enough.
No. Matt and Nick Jackson, maybe.
No, neither of them hit hard enough.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go hard hitting, then there's only a couple of teams you could go with: Axe and Smash, Warlord Barbarian.
That's what I was. Yeah.
or Meng and the Barbarian. Either team with a Barbarian and it would work.
Yeah.
Power and Glory you could also do as well.
Yeah.
If you're looking for hard hitting, if you're looking for hard hitters, you
got a hard hitter and you got a fast guy. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to see a expanded running game, and I'm going to go out and say we're going to have about just between those two about 150 rushing yards.
Ooh.
Put it up to about 200 all-purpose yards at least. With some catch out of the backfield, because I think some of the screens would work against Saskatchewan too, because they are looking at this Argos team and going, we can jump some shit, and we can cheat. And I think if you start to catch them in that, same thing. You're going to see some double moves.
Mhm.
Because the Red Blacks in the second half were jumping everything.
Mhm.
Um, so some
All
double
you,
moves.
yeah, a couple of pump fakes happening.
Yep. And I'm not gonna. I'm okay. I need to say this right now. That did not come out necessarily out of my brain. I stole that from the X's and Argos
That's why
because
it sounded familiar.
yeah, because it was one of those things that I'm like, how did I not fucking see that? But yeah,
Then again, they're like Ben and JB are like the pros at this.
yeah,
They kind of do that as a living.
they're both
We
coaches.
don't.
Yeah,
We don't.
they're both
We're just
coaches. So
we're just a bunch of knuckleheads in the stands just saying, get this guy off the field. He sucks. Cutting people on day one. Meanwhile, they just friggin' like light the league up.
yeah,
That's us.
yeah,
That's why you tune into the show to hear a couple of knuckleheads just talking bullshit for an hour and a half every time.
pretty much. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So yeah, we know what we got to do to win. And I think at any point in time, this is just it's the perfect storm for the Argos to capitalize and win this.
If they want to be taken seriously as contenders,
Yep.
beat them.
All right. We got to get through
Beat
some
'em.
we got to get some fantasy and some picks going here.
Yes, we do.
So let's bring up. Well, I'm going to bring up that here. Fantasy wise, I'm still riding Chad Kelly as my quarterback.
See, this is where I differ. But only slightly. I would have taken Chad for sure.
Yeah.
But then I realized Montreal's playing Ottawa.
Yeah. Davis Alexander.
He's gonna have a friggin' field day. He's gonna have a. I just hope not too much of a field day where he ends up getting pulled early, but enough of a field day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I would definitely as far as Argos go in there, I'm definitely looking at Sam Hicks in there as running back. I want to see Isaiah Smith more, but I don't think they're going to give him the bulk of the carries. I think that's going to go to Isaiah Smith, or sorry, Sam Hicks. And if you're looking for a value pick, Common. He's cheap still on the receiver end. So you can put in a couple of your top tier receiver in there, and then you still have he's a medium value pick in there.
You could also Ungerer the third. You could also throw him in there as well. He's still cheap. He's still cheapish.
Yep. Yeah, and he's a little bit more expensive, but if you're working that pretty well and figuring it all out, not like what I have done. I think I'm doing well in scoring 130 points and then seeing people scoring 190 and 200. And like, what the hell?
Yeah,
130 was good last year. So,
don't ask about my pick'em score because it's not good.
Yeah, well, that is next.
Yeah.
So we got 4 games and 4 nights. Start off on Thursday night football. Edmonton is traveling to Winnipeg to take on the Blue Bombers. Blue Bombers are 3.5-point favorites. I really want to pick Edmonton. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can because I still think that they're not in that. Fuck it. I'm picking Edmonton to cover.
You're like, to hell with it.
I'm hedging my bet. You mean the cover, the 3.5 is the line. I'm picking them to cover, so it doesn't necessarily mean they need to win, but
just keep it close.
Keep it close. Edmonton to cover is my pick on that one. All right, where are you, Doug?
I'm thinking Edmonton's gonna upset here.
Ooh.
I'm thinking Edmonton's gonna upset here. Not because it's gonna be Rankin versus Oliveira here.
Yeah.
And this season, Rankin's just been next level. Ungodly. And I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna go off to their best start in ages. Because speaking of a fan base that needs something,
yep,
Edmonton kind of needs something here.
Yeah, they do.
Trying to fix them.
Next, we got Toronto in Saskatchewan. At Toronto, whatever it is.
Toronto in Saskatchewan. Toronto, yes. The way I put it is Toronto, Saskatchewan at Toronto at Saskatchewan,
or Toronto home to Saskatchewan in Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Either way, it's confusing as fuck. So
Saskatchewan's favored by 3.5. I'm picking the Argos, and I'm gonna say they're gonna do it by a touchdown.
I think it might be. I'm thinking this, like I said, it might be a lot. Like I'm thinking it's going to be fairly close. I would say probably in and around that by a touchdown as well. But take the over.
Over is 57.5.
Take it.
I would take it, and I would
in a heartbeat. Take it.
Then you've got Calgary in BC. In BC technically, I believe it's in Kelowna.
Yeah.
To take on the Lions, who I think have one receiver. And the Lions are still favored by 1.5.
They got pasted by Hamilton last week in the cat fight. I think Calgary's going to roll them. I think because, like you said, Nathan Rourke has got one receiver, one that isn't hurt.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do shit against Hamilton's defense last week. And I still have them listed as a potential fraud. Despite that, it's like Calgary's, I hate to say it, they're going to roll them.
I think Calgary's going to win. I don't think it's going to be a rout, but I think Calgary's going to win. And then Ottawa is in Montreal. Montreal favored by 7.5. I think that is not nearly enough.
No, it's not.
I think Montreal is going to win by 20 or more. So
at least it's going to be like those ridiculous score lines that are not ridiculous money lines that you see out of US college.
Yeah.
Where it's like I don't know. I'm just going to pick two schools out of my ass here. Say South Central Louisiana Tech versus like LSU, and it's like the line is like 42.5 in favor of it's going to be something like that. It's going to be something ridiculous.
I'm also going to say we're going to see our first 50 burger.
You think it's 50 burger, right? Oh, okay.
Yep. Ottawa's
the question is how deep of a hole is that going to be?
Yeah.
Like we'll see a 50 burger, but how deep of a hole, or is the hole going to get dug?
Yeah. Who knows? They may just, drop a bomb and create a crater and just, start kicking Red Blacks into it.
not just kicking him in there. This is Sparta. Whack.
Yeah, some players will probably just kick somebody in the ass and fall in.
Some will just jump in on their own. The way they're playing.
Okay, now it is the longest 3 minutes in sports podcast history.
Okay, I'm gonna try and not keep it very long, but first thing is I saw a post on the Argonaut subreddit where some guy must have had some serious brain damage or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he suggested, and I don't know why you would suggest this, that the Argos should think about adding Brandon Sorsby.
Oh man!
If you think Sean Lemon was bad,
yeah,
it makes Sean Lemon look like some dude spending his last $10 at the dog track compared to this kid.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but what I responded to that. Fuck no.
To the fact that this guy's response to basically being suspended was to sue, and then at one point he was suing for additional years of eligibility, and then he was okay. Well, I'll drop all that because the team won't even take me back anymore, and then I'll go in the supplemental draft in the NFL, and the NFL goes, well, we only got one player in the supplemental draft, so
yeah, you're gonna go kick rocks, bud.
Yeah,
that's what they basically said. Go kick rocks.
Yeah.
Dude is just it's like, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking, bud, but seriously, you take about 20% off of there. Yep. Seriously. We don't according to some fans, we've got enough backstage problems as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need to add that.
No. All right.
So that's the first thing. Second thing is, at the end of the game, you might have noticed that there was no Gatorade shower for Coach Miller, considering this was his first regular season win. Well, first of all, to me, rightfully so, because you seal clubbed the Ottawa Red Blacks. But secondly, and Clay, I sent you the link for this. There was a reason for it. Hit it.
Hold on a second here.
Yeah, it's like buffering like mad here.
I've got to share the sound on this. There we go.
Can you share the sound on it?
I can.
Ooh, okay. Yep.
There we go.
All right, rewind it and start it again.
This can go to a number of guys, all right? Cameron Judge, 2 tackles. John Haggerty, average, 56 yards. Again, Brian, right? 2 tackles out there at the end of the year. You guys flying around, bringing the motherfucking pain. Right? But where this starts comes from the fucking top. Bringing the energy, bringing the juice every day he comes into the building.
Who is this?
All right? Our head coach.
Here we go. Hey, I want to do this. We're going to go team on 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Team!
So He got awarded the BMF belt by Mickey Donovan, and he got himself a nice little shower in the locker room. And the first person to
Yep.
the first person to do it was the first person to start all that was Chad Kelly. Now you're telling
Yep.
You're telling me there's friction between them two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
No.
I think you're just trying to invent shit. They're 3 Down Nation.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I thought when I saw that, I thought that was nice and heartwarming. It's like, oh, I got a shower anyway.
And there's not a better way to end the show than that. So let's cut it off here. We've got some football to watch this week. So, Doug, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Sir Douglas 1873. Go check out the channel because I've got the upcoming live stream. That's, like I said, 8:50 p.m. So 10 minutes before kickoff. I will be starting it up, and what I usually do is I go through the depth charts, bring up the score bug, and just commentate on the game as best I can because I'm not a professional. But you can also find me on Blue Sky exclusively on there at DougB519, and you can find the Double Blue Order currently probably driving halfway across the country to get the Regina for a home game so we can fucking tailgate. And we can also find us on Facebook, Excrement, Instagram, and we have a merch store at doubleblueorder.ca.
And you can find me at All Kinds of Clay. You can find the Argos Fancast at Argos Fancast, or anywhere you find your friendly neighborhood podcast, just search Argos Fancast. That does it for the Argos Fancast this week. You can check Doug's stream out on Friday, and join us next week when we're talking about beating the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Cheers, everyone.
Happy birthday, Slesser. Go Argos.